very much for joining us on the Medley show for today. I am your girl, Cecil Egbele is my name, and I have my friend also here with me, EB.
Yes, hello, and it's so good to be here again. I'm looking forward.
Yes, I actually look forward to having you a little more often on set.
Of course.
All right,
yes.
So very quickly, want to run through what we're talking about today?
Okay, so I think I'm actually excited about the topic today because it's actually the very essence of like life, because people are really attached to social media. But the thing is, okay, the most of the things you see, are they real? Are they true? So of course today we have someone that would guide us on how to go around the whole situation.
Yeah, yes. I would also like to say that yes, social media is good. It's come to stay. It brings us closer. It brings us closer, and it actually takes us apart, because we both here. Instead, we're following ourselves, we're chatting with ourselves on social media, whereas we are here. Yes. So it's taking us a little far apart, even though we are in the same space.
And that is actually true, because a situation where you chat so much with a friend, meeting the person in person, you wouldn't necessarily have that kind of connection, you know.
I don't know where you grew up, but where I grew up, we knew each other. I know the child next door. I know everybody. So we actually look forward to getting to meet.
True.
But with the advent of social media,
everything is popping up. Twitter is here. IG is here. It's really alarming.
You are in how many of these social media platforms?
Of course, I have to be updated.
You have to be updated. Anyhow, but the fact is that on the program today, we want to talk about taking a look at the responsible use of this social media, responsible use of online media platforms. There are many times we get to see some images, some stories trending on WhatsApp, Facebook, and all. For instance, there was this time that they will see a whole lot of dead bodies on the road. They'll tell you that avoid Abuja, Kaduna, Ibadan Expressway, that bodies have been. But later, before you say Jack Robinson, 30 minutes, it's everywhere. Everybody is sharing it, and then I'll ask, where, how did you get your fact from? It's okay now. My auntie sent it to me. My brother, sister's daughter, my pastor even shared it to me.
Yeah, that's actually the thing, because most of these information, because I've witnessed it. There was this day I saw a news. I think they said some people are doing riot in Lubwe or something. And I actually called a friend. She said nothing was happening. So my mom was like, who is this person spreading this news? Because it's not healthy.
Anyhow, but that culture of fake news, it's fake news ultimately. True. Or unverified information is what we'll be talking about today. So you just be part of this program. Join our conversation on 081 177 82020. It's showing on your screen at this point. As the conversation goes on, I would like to hear from you, your thoughts about this. Have you ever, and also as we move on, we're going to talk about cyberbullying and so many other social influencers. Just listen, and you'll be glad you did. All right, it's time for us to go on to
the next. Okay, so what we have, we'll be introducing our guest. And he is
why don't we keep him on the wraps? Let's get a backgrounder of what we're talking about.
Okay, no problem, because I'm so excited.
Please pause that excitement.
I am, because there'll be a lot of table shaking today.
Please don't shake my table. What's the first feature we're having?
Okay, so we'll be having a montage.
We're having a background feature.
Yes. Okay, that's it's about how to fact checking. Let's take a look.
On the 22nd of March 2022, a train going from Kaduna to Abuja was attacked by terrorists who killed and kidnapped some Nigerians. While this was happening, a commuter tweeted, "I'm in the train. I've been shot. Please pray for me." While some said a prayer for her, some had negative replies, and some even suggested she should have invited the army. If only onliners had not been too fast to discard, if the claims had been investigated, fact-checked and cross-checked, help might have come sooner. What is fact-checking? Fact-checking is a process to verify the authenticity of the information in order to promote truthfulness and correctness in reportage. But it seems humans are hungry for the next post or next big story, that sometimes checking of facts is overlooked. It is a fact that loads of fake news find their way to the internet and social media spaces. These stories are consumed hook, line, and sinker. Online training and statistics platform reported that after a fact-checking training of some Nigerian journalists, only 1.8% conformed to daily fact-checking rules in their publications. 14% say they carried out the practice weekly, while 36.45% admitted to fact-checking periodically. The majority said they never set up any fact-checking desk nor organized step-down training in their organization. Some consequences of false information include depression, defamation of character, injuries, and death, amongst others. Some examples of these include the drinking of salt water when the Ebola disease was first diagnosed in Nigeria. For COVID-19, it was that it is a disease for the white man only. As we enter into the political season, a lot of information will be going around the social media, and without checking, they will easily be believed and forwarded, shared or retweeted for others to consume, and the cycle will continue. How then should you cross-check facts? 1. Does the story make sense? If the story or information seems unlikely, this could be a sign of misinformation. 2. Look out for spelling and grammar mistakes. 3. If the source is a social media account, check that it is reliable. Look at what has been posted previously on the account. If they have low followers or the account has been created recently, this could be a sign that they are not a credible source. 4. If you are given a physical document, such as a leaflet, that claims to be factual, you can check online to see if the information aligns with the organization's official information. So, next time you hear a story or read a story on social media, you know what to do.
Ben Ochuli, alright, that's a feature, taking a look at, that's a background feature to set the tone on what we're talking about today, the culture of fact-checking. And just before I went on that, took that feature, Iberi was going to introduce the guest, and I had to ask her to pause so we keep him on the wrap so that we can really have an idea of what we're talking about. And now you've seen that in picture. Good. It's time to meet my guest. He is an award-winning investigative journalist. Now, investigative journalism is a big deal, and not many people get to delve into it. And you've seen him already. He is Samad Uthman. Samad Uthman, thank you very much. He's a multimedia investigative journalist with the cable newspaper. Uthman, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much.
Investigative journalist, are you not afraid? Yes. Well, unless maybe you have so much, you are so well insured, I don't know. When you hear, investigative journalist is a risky bit,
It's
Exactly.
really risky because I can imagine in a situation where there is a fact or a lie or an information that got out, and it's your responsibility to tell the truth, to get the whole information together. That is a risk.
Yes, and first thing is that the moment the heat is coming from the public, in the sense that you have people saying this, and as an investigative journalist or a fact checker, your own is to douse the heat, in the sense that you need to fact check, and there are many steps you need to go through so that it won't end up in the case of fact checking the fact checker.
Oh,
I like
Imagine
fast checking the fact
fact checker,
checker.
yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
There are some platforms to use, some major sources. For instance, you are talking about figures. There are issues about out of school children in the country. Someone said it's 100 million, someone said it's 200 million, someone said it's 400 million.
True.
But the center point of the fact checking should be about which of these sources is coming from a recognized source, a credible source. We all know that talking about figures in fact checking, NBS, that Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, is the go-to.
Yeah, it's the go-to source for
Fact
data
check.
and all these facts.
So the moment you are now fact checking as a fact checker, you want to douse a kind of heat, kind of fake news coming out, and you're using one on the street source to fact check what others are saying, that means you need to be fact checked, and that case will turn around to be a kind of fact checking the fact checker.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you pause there. NTA produced a number of jingles talking about fake news and how these have spread and how it's causing ills in many quarters. So we've got to put a couple of these together. These and many others are the reason why we thought about this show for today. So let's take a break and have a look at this jingle on fake news produced by the NTA. Then we'll be right back.
I am Elizabeth Abad. I am here to talk about facts. There is so much misinformation and distortion out there, especially on the social media. All it takes is just a click and the fake news goes viral. However, here in NTA, we deal with facts.
My job is to go out there and comb for factual news and information, just the way it is, all in the interest of the nation. I'm Najaa Tutijani.
Here on the NTA, we present only the facts, verified. Beware of fake news, don't be a victim. Stay tuned to the NTA.
Especially at this time of the coronavirus pandemic.
My name is Nnamdi Ojipo.
Some of my colleagues, Nnamdi Ojipo and the others, talking about how they have to check for facts in their daily reportage. And of course, I told you we're having a guest on set. He's an investigative journalist with the cable newspaper, Uthman Samad, and he's told us about life. He's trying to tell us about life as an investigative journalist who has to check for facts. But okay, I know you have to do a lot of. I like that part when you talk about fact checking the fact checker.
I think that part needs a lot of explanation because I don't really.
So when you say, please, as much as possible, speak it in simple terms. When you say fact checking the fact checker need to be fact checked. Yeah. Explain that in simple terms.
That's talking about for you to be very, very skeptical, even as a fact checker. There is a lie you want to fact check.
How do you know it's a lie first?
So the first thing you need to know is that, let's say for instance, most times nowadays it's mostly on social media, and for you to know that, you will see it that it has been shared repeatedly,
yes,
online, but there is this atom of lie that comes with it. For you to know, for you yourself to know, as a normal Nigerian, as a normal person, that you want to know this should be a lie. When things like that comes out, and you are doubting it's a lie, it's not a lie, that is where the point of it comes in.
Oh, give us an instance.
The moment you have a doubt in you that this cannot be true, this can be. For instance, this morning around 1 a.m. I was called from a person living in Kuje, close to the prison, that over 1,000 persons have been kidnapped around Kuje. The next person said there is a jailbreak in Kuje, and more than 2,000 persons, 2,000 inmates have been released. First thing was that, how many persons are in Kuje, maximum prison?
Yeah,
true.
Okay.
That is where the problem comes in. How many persons are there? How many persons are living? What is the demography of Kuje?
Yeah.
How many persons are living closer by? So how many persons are even operating that will kidnap 1,000 persons at the same time?
Okay, but a quick one. There is something just came to my mind. In every fact you have checked, there is an atom of truth, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, there is an atom of that.
Yes, because for something to spark up, something must have happened.
Exactly. For instance, I won't like to mention names of political influencers at the moment of this political election period. Most of them, when they say something, some other camp will want to come and say, no, this is. For instance, let me give you an instance about the one we did some weeks ago about Peter Obi, saying he invested millions of naira in a beauty company, a Nigerian beauty company, and some persons were saying that it is true. Even the return is this at the moment. Some persons are saying this. But at that point, when there is a kind of different,
Clash,
there are clash of people saying different things on a singular issue, that calls for fact checking.
Okay. Okay, I was liking the Kuje story you're talking about. So when you were now thinking to say, okay, what's the demography of the people in that axis? Okay, so when you start questioning all that, what was the next thing you did?
So the next thing you do is start for that kind of story, that kind of fact checking. It takes more of you being on the field, then go on the field. What really happened? The federal government said it's just 600 inmates. Nobody was kidnapped. Some said they were robbed. A whole lot of stories. So as a fact checker and as a journalist who is into investigative journalism, yours is not to say this is it, this is it. Yours is to say according to A, according to B, according to C.
Smart.
Give it to the public on your own, reason about this.
Now, this is you as a professional, as a journalist, investigative journalist. Now, just me, just one social media user. I don't even know anything about journalism, but because I have a phone, I just want to break news and I want everybody to follow my social media space. I just hear this. I just, and they say bad news sells fast, so I just need to exaggerate. It's not like I'm lying. I'm just going to spice it a little, make it nice and all that stuff. Then I just push it out there.
And I think, talking about what you just said now, I think sometime on Twitter, I think, was it 2 months ago, a lady uploaded someone's number and the person's address. He said that the person kidnapped her. And the person about to
fake.
Yes.
Do
you know, the funny thing was that people that actually cared about the whole situation actually called the number, and some of them went to the house, and it happened that the lady was lying. She just said it's not just for this thing they call cloud chasing. I mean,
so how can the regular social media user, how can the person get to
the regular to check? The first thing is that some can be dicey at times. Some can be very, very dicey at times, in the sense that one you're talking about Sumia that lives in, I think, in Yanya or there.
I think she's been sentenced to some mental institution, right?
True.
Yes, so she was sharing her live location with her contact, saying she has been kidnapped, and all.
And it wasn't even true.
That kind of a case can be so dicey, but the police can be the one to step in. So the source from the police, the statement from the police can be the only major source to use in such a case, because it's not possible when she says she's lost and I'll be looking for all around the street to fact check. The police are the ones that will look after this and get back to us. So most times when you see this kind of thing, it takes a whole lot of you yourself to calm down. What is really happening? How will you say you are in Abuja in the last 5 minutes? In the next couple of minutes you are around Kaduna Road. So she was even making a kind of make-believe to sharing her live location so that people can say, okay, track this, track. People are pushing a whole lot of pressure on the police to track her and track her, but she knew what she was doing.
People don't even know the power like social media has, because on her own, according to the video I saw, she was saying, she did it for, I think she said she did it for fun.
Yeah, she was.
And
I think
she
traveled
just
to meet
viral.
her boyfriend and just trying to find a way to push the narrative away from that and get it on insecurity. Because insecurity is the common selling market now for those people to make as an excuse. So most times, as a person consuming news on online, because now everybody is now a newsmaker now.
Exactly.
The moment you type something, everybody will just go over it, tweet. So you need to always calm down. Can this be true? If it is not, just calm down. For instance, they said Ekwe Madu, and this case about Ekwe Madu and organ harvesting. Some people, even journalists, they rushed online to tweet. As a journalist, an allegation was laid upon a person, and for you as a person who is a professional, even a common Nigeria, calm down. First thing, take your breath and calm down.
Okay, but no, you're going to continue this. Calm down, yes. But remember, the journalists, every media want to be the first to tell the story. So how do I headline the story? How do I tell the story?
There is a point for allegation.
Okay.
He was accused.
Okay,
it's
so
only a court.
the choice of words that you
choice
use.
of word, the dictionary you use in all this, in forming a story takes a long way. And credibility also matters. You can't expect Premium Times, the cable and the likes pushing out what we now dent their image. So it calls for you to always calm down. This, before a story is produced, it passed through a whole lot of desk. For the cable, for instance, now it passed through a whole lot of desk for it to be outside before you can read it, and even for you to see the grammar and the likes. One of the reasons why you see a fake news, for one of the ways to recognize a fake news is it is always sparsely worded, in the sense that, for instance, during COVID-19, that was a period in Nigeria where media houses, we named it as infodemic. A whole lot of fake news. Government is dishing out 5,000 naira for for 50 persons. Government is doing this for poor Nigerians. Government is doing that 50 MB for.
I actually got a
when
message
you
like
fact check most of this. Let me give you an instance. That was where I was on with fact check at a point during the COVID-19 2020, and we realized that it was just people sitting down like this, transferring message to this to this, and they formed a kind of all these 5 minutes way to make a website. They made a website in less than 5 minutes, and they designed it with simple graphics, and they start pushing out content. How did we get through? When you see this kind of websites, imagine they want to this is NTA.com, right? And they want you to believe they are using NTA. NTA is the one dishing out this offer. So they will now use www.nta.com.co. So that is redirect. That is another website on its own. .co is another website. So they will make everything look as if it is NTA. So from where you will know is that the engagement with the website, the way it is written, and lastly, as a common Nigerian that is consuming news daily, always look about the about us. They will never get it right. There is a mandate for creating NTA, for giving out the news. The moment they are trying to be like NTA, they can never be like NTA.
What do I see in the about us if I go online to check?
It's about the website you are reading about.
Yeah, but I can the scammer can just go and just write anything about us.
People that want to scam you, some may take their time to do those things, some may not.
Majority
But the way it is designed, you always know from there. That is number one thing. So number two is that you need to always do your own check, simple Google check. What is NTA website?
True. And yeah, sometimes you even check the following, you realize that maybe those ones they just have like
there are many of it. For instance, now yesterday I was trying to take a casual look into many of these our past president that have social media accounts, Twitter accounts majorly, and I realized that they've been using Obasanjo's name. He does not have any official account, and there is a particular account that has his name on it, information, and even U.S. government other handles, international handles are even quoting that handle, and it's a parody account.
True, and this brings me to I think there's one of these business mongols. Someone, he doesn't have a Twitter account, but he hasn't like publicly said, "Oh, I don't have a Twitter account." But something happened. Someone said, that account with his name said, what are you going to use 2 million to do, and how are you going to pay me back?
That one is a common thing.
Because I actually want. That's what I'm saying. So that particular situation actually it pushed that man to come out publicly to say, okay, this is fake. I've known about this account, but because this person did something like this, I have to come out. So
exactly. So if he has not come out to say he doesn't have a social media account, that is where the problem will start. They will start naming him as the one. If the whole thing now later back, the person has an intention of doing that. He wants followers. You want followers. The more you have followers,
got it.
Yes. So the moment you have a follower and you see people coming to you to bring their business for you to promote it, and because you have thousands of people that will see your tweets. The moment you tweet about something and you have over 1,000 persons after you, if any of them should retweet, 1 or 2 of his own followers will see it. From there, he start getting traction. The information so the person gets popular over and over using another person's identity.
It's just to get more eyeballs to one social media.
Exactly.
You just get more people.
Exactly. Reasons why you see people hacking your account to use your person to defraud others.
In this discussion we're talking about now, that leads us to the discussion of opinion leaders. But very quickly, you can be part of this conversation. Tell us about fake news that you've heard, and that how do you deduce if an information you receive is fake or is real? Have you been? I know you have been. You have shared the news that you didn't verify. Not you. Yeah, you. I know you have shared the news that you didn't verify. I hope you are listening to this program so you can learn a thing or two. So tell us, have there been times when that happened to you? Now, talking about opinion leaders now, from the conversation we've just heard, I don't know if I should call opinion leaders or opinion influencers. An issue is happening, they will have an opinion about something, but because they have this large following, like you say, verified handle, people just stick to your people. I don't know if people are not, sometimes they don't make decisions on their own. You just want someone to think for you, and you just and start sharing. So opinion leaders have a big role to play in this discussion we're having. True.
Exactly. Especially this election cycle, the politically motivated persons the likes of aspirants contesting for presidency. Imagine, some days ago, we did a fact check. Tinubu said all PVCs, that's permanent voters card in Nigeria, has expired. It doesn't get expired. It's not possible. That is a very big lie from the APC presidential candidate. So with that, we had to do a fact check. From there, the APC aspirant, that's Tinubu, has to come out again and say it was a mistake. The media office had to say it was a mistake. This is what he intended to say. This is what he intended to say. So that is an impact of a fact check story. So the moment at this moment they want to sell their stories very fast. I've discussed about Peter Obi matter now. People start attacking Cable as if we have something against Peter, but it's not. It's not. The moment you come out, you want to speak with the media. These days, I can tell you,
it has to be credible.
Yes, sincerely, these people they are now recruiting a journalist into their team.
Yes, and the journalists have to.
They are recruiting just an expert about fact checking into their team.
Oh, okay.
Your own is just to check, is it 7.5% of mortality rate in this state before we go and be saying rubbish outside?
Exactly.
If you check the last BBC Yoruba live debate,
okay,
in Osun State, they had it this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, I saw when.
I can tell you that the most repeatedly used word in that debate is fact check. Even after the debate, someone came out, PDP aspirants, Ademola Adeleke came out, they did a banner for him saying fact check 2022.
Wow. You know what? I would like us to have fact check to trend on Twitter. I know everything trends on Twitter. Talking about fact checking and influencers, let's take a look at this feature, which chronicles opinion leaders, takes a look at opinion leaders, who are opinion leaders first, and how they can get to help us mold opinion and check for facts accurately.
Notable names like Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Ajia Gambo Sawaba, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola shaped the ideologies of many political leaders today. These notable leaders stood for something, and their legacies lived on directly or indirectly within the social, political, or even economic system. These people might not have lived to have millions of followers on Instagram or Twitter, and with a social media presence. Still, they indeed can be referred to as opinion leaders with good knowledge, charisma, and influence. Basically, they stood for humanity. Today, with the powerful strength of social media, opinion leaders have more influence on people's opinions, actions, and behaviors than the traditional media. Today's opinion leaders include social media influencers like Instagram celebrities and YouTubers. Business owners can use them to build customer trust or grow sales. Many political office holders use social media or even push their agendas with the aid of an opinion leader due to their large followership. Celebrities like actors, musicians, and writers can also serve as opinion leaders. Their life and career experiences are sometimes modeled after by their ardent followers. Globally, social media space has always been filled with solid views about subjects like politics, entertainment, economy, sports, and the likes. These views most times create a chaotic social media space amongst followers. However, some of these views are also used to bring traffic to their platforms. When reviewing political issues, opinion leaders should know how heated the space can get and should help shape public opinion about policies, issues, and candidates for political office. In a pluralized society like Nigeria, with an already established cultural and religious bias, it lies on online opinion leaders like political or social influencers to initiate narratives that will unite rather than divide. Inasmuch as opinion can be held freely, given freely, or even paid for as a professional service, it is the building block of any society. Therefore, how information is disseminated and managed is critical to a healthy society. It isn't strange that a lot of times people depend on certain people's judgment to decide what concerns or affects them in society, while others might require an explanation or approval to determine what actions to take regarding government policies. As Nigeria prepares for its 2023 elections and the polity gets heated up, opinion leaders should consider viewpoints which will unite rather than divide, as every view, opinion, or post will always shape a wandering and indecisive mind.
While that report is on, we're having some chats here, and my guest just mentioned conspiracy theory. And that's true, conspiracy theory. You should explain that as against all we're talking about, but let me take a few messages. Seriously, you didn't write your name, where you're writing from. You know that there's that gist of, say, our president is, there's one name from Sudan. Someone from Sudan. They said President Buhari is Jibril from Sudan.
Yeah, Jibril from Sudan.
I can imagine.
Wait, do you know that when that period, when that thing trended,
and to think actually, I almost believed it.
I'm serious. Jibril from Sudan comes in and poses as a president, and he has to understand everything that happened in 1960 when he was in the army. He has to understand Habana. Is Jibril so smart?
I'm telling you.
You're saying Jibril is your president in the country.
So this message just came. You said that I heard that President Buhari is dead. Seriously, right now, how can you? This is what we're talking about.
You want to ask how can she believe Buhari is dead, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So how will the person confirm?
What the people around the person, what they believe is that, and they are pulling a lot of conspiracy theory around it. That can you see the hair?
And very soon,
that's what happened to the Jibril loan.
Yes,
they will not start telling. Okay,
it was everywhere.
I did a fact check in 2020 about Queen Elizabeth signing. I think they said she signed Buhari's death certificate or something, and
there was this picture
seriously
of Buhari and a politician. They
I did a fact check.
The former Buhari is taller. Then the other one is shorter.
Okay,
the hair is bigger.
Okay.
When I was fact checking this, I realized that they just went to Nigerian Population Council website and they picked their death certificate template. They cleared off where they're supposed to be cleared off, and they insert Buhari's name, insert his age and everything, and they said real name, Jibril of Sudan.
The thing is that it amazes me the way the length people would go to just spread fear.
They want you to believe.
See,
wow.
Because it's a kind of conspiracy theory. Some people, it's a kind of coordinated post. That time you will see, there was a point they said Buhari is planning to have a wedding with his
young
minister. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs.
they even printed, we saw the water and
exactly. Even people that
even pictures of where they were
having
side by side.
Yes, they make everything look as if it is true. You see the likes of Anikayode sharing those things.
So wait, are you trying to tell me that the news is not?
It's not true. Wow. This is kind of what they call conspiracy theory.
So
I will call you by 12 p.m. Tweet about this. If you don't tweet, let me know. They have a WhatsApp page. If you have tweeted about it, let me know. From there, I will take it from you. They have list of content to put out about this conspiracy theory. That is how they do social media campaign. So they push out these things. You say, this man that has a verified handle has tweeted about this.
That these influencers, these opinion leaders, they have a very vivid impact. Vivid impact in the lives of
it has large followership, so
because I mean,
they want to make use of that. They want you to believe as a presenter that don't deceive yourself. Buhari is dead. Nobody's in the Aso Villa. Whatever you see, it's just one man. It's just people. Kaba. They call it Kaba. Kaba are the ones doing this,
just
and
people just coming together.
Uthman, somehow, I'm speaking for my people. Oh, yes, it is my people. Now, you know, with this whole modern technology gadget, you can Photoshop this, you can implant this. It reminds me of this place in Lagos. What's it called? Oluwole?
Oluwole, yeah.
Where the fake is more original than the original.
We have it in Abuja too.
Oops. Okay. Yeah. So I mean,
I like that the fake is
more original than the original. So when something like this comes out from there, maybe they create a death certificate of a minister, a president, or somebody. and when you see it, it looks so original and
So
everything.
real.
So people are easily gonna believe it because it looks very original. I
Exactly.
mean, when they Photoshop this thing, Photoshop this picture over this picture, it looks so real. They've done one with me on me previously.
Wow.
Oh my God, that story was.
I need
Okay,
to hear that part.
Let me just try to. I
No,
will try
we
to-
are going to hear that part.
Okay, good. Now, in summary, it's a media outlet that came to interview me, and there was one for their paper and everything. So the only part where Two-Face's name came in the whole story is, who is your favorite artist? Out of the 90 minutes interview, I say my favorite artist is Two-Face.
I already know.
So when the headline of the paper came out, bold headline, Cecil Egbele's crush on Two-Face. They not even put a rider, if only he wasn't married. Like, I have to call it like, he told me that
That's
his editor said
misinformation.
it's sensational, that it's just sensational. I mean, so now these guys do these sensational headlines at the detriment of people, just so as they can get, now publishers.
We don't do that in the cable newspaper.
Okay, sorry, those publishers, print people
Yeah,
online.
ethics-wise, this is just sheer fake news. This door is closed, and you're telling me it's half closed.
But
Is it closed or is not closed?
some
It is
media
closed, it
houses
is
do
open.
that.
Yes, they do that.
Especially
And
online.
if you follow my handle on social media, I do bash them. Yes. One was saying yesterday that Abba Kyari might have been kidnapped, been
And
freed
still
among
alive,
people.
right? And the person that
As a
buried
media
his-
house,
he's not
there
the
is
one.
no source. I don't know, maybe before I enter the studio, there is a source that says this is where Abakari is. But till I entered this, if I was sitting here, no source says that this is where Abakari is, the former police cop. But in this paper, a respected one came out to say this is where someone is, which is not true. The moment you are sugarcoating, if this is 100%, if you make it 101%, it is no more the news. It is something diluted to it. The door is closed, it is half closed, it is open. Is the door closed or it is open?
Okay, that will bring me. We'll take a break shortly. But that will bring when we get back. You will talk about. They say there is this truth. There is three sides of the truth. They say there is your version of the truth, this version of the truth,
And their version of the truth.
and so there are people have different versions of what they call true. But we'll go on a future. We'll take a Vox Pop break now. But let me quickly read this one or two messages. Hi, my name is Juliet from Abuja. My suggestion in this matter is that the government should ban anything that is called social media platform in Nigeria, because this fake news is getting out of hand in this country. Someone is asking, is this content live? Yes, it is live, my dear. My name is Natalia from Macaulay. I love you guys. We love you too. And I'll take one more. We need to be extremely mindful in the use of social media. For me, all the media should be used for is to promote national unity, peace, and progress of the nation.
Perfect.
Where do you go to next?
Okay, so moving on next, we are going to be having Vox Pop. Let's take a look.
Yes, I verify the information before sending out.
Before you send information online, you must be sure of what you are sending.
So I think it's important to verify.
It's necessary and wise to know what you're sharing.
Most time I do check on net to actually verify whether that particular information is true.
So for me personally, I tend to verify any sources of information.
I'll have to check because some information are not true.
We have good and bad information. So I will not be a party to an evil information.
Because people out there have different preferences.
This advent of new media, there are a lot of information out there and anybody can put anything out online.
So it's important to check for the news sites that people know.
Okay, so Saman, let's talk. When was that Ebola that year?
I think that was
2014.
2014.
2014. Did you shout with salt? Better speak the truth and shame the devil.
Sadly, I did.
I did also.
I did.
I did.
I think
But
a lot
you
of
drank
people
salt
did.
water too.
I drank salt water. I showered with.
Showered with it too.
Yeah, I showered with it. Then I think I did this I think, how did I even do it? Dettol, using Dettol to directly cleanse your body or something.
You're joking, right?
I'm not kidding. That's actually what I did. I heard it.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think when they fact checked that particular post, it was WhatsApp post, and you know our parents, their own is that Send this to 20 people if you want to become rich in this life. So scientifically it has been proven that our old people, they have this knack for resharing just for them to thinking as if it's going to bring fortune or their children should be saved. They're just trying to look after you. So that was where the old fake news started at that time.
So wait, I'm even interested in your own. Wait, like, come on, Uthman, your father sent it to you, your mother sent it to you, your auntie sent it to you.
I was home for second semester break.
Okay.
Also, was I? Yes. So they now shared it to him from their platform. I think their contribution.
Yeah, platform.
They just wake up, everybody up around 1.
See his son alive,
everybody woke up. They said the sun is setting by this direction. Everybody should be up and be taking bath with salt. Hot water with salt.
And the funny thing is that if you don't do this, you are like...
You don't know what will happen. You are being scared of the unknown.
It's coming from someone you trust.
Just being scared of the unknown. And after, during the day, and I was reading news and I realized that some persons had issue with their skin, from using salt and hot water to take.
Sat down and actually, okay, or maybe you know, like you were saying that there must be some atom of truth somewhere. Maybe it is according to research that a little bit of salt can help to do this.
I doubt.
Okay, so the thing is that
I think the news is from a Kogi or so. One king Kogi just said something from there. They recorded the voice note. They won't do it. They want to make you to believe it. They will even record it in a voice note. As I listen to this thing, there is this and take. All of us in my house.
I mean, where the news
was coming. It was sort past that day. Everybody was sharing
That's the thing. Okay, well, for me, I mean, for the salt part, I think where the whole thing came from would be, you know, once you extract your tooth, the doctor tells you, oh, you have to put salt in warm water to gargle. Yes. So I think in their mind, whoever it is that made the whole thing go viral, I think in their mind, they will be like, okay, I think if you bath yourself with salt, everything might be fine. But
so that was where the issue of taking fact checking was started to get serious. If we don't kill fake news, it's going to kill us one day.
True.
Yes, in fact, I'm even particularly worried, especially with 2023 around the corner, and the way people are going about it. And of course, you know, it's going to be a social media war.
Exactly.
If it is not already.
Yeah, everybody wants to trend.
Yes, everybody wants to trend. Everybody wants to sell the candidates. Everybody wants to be the one. And of course, I know. And the reason why people want to trend is because I think they make money from this. I know that for YouTube or for some of this thing, if you get a number of followers like, you get business deals from.
Yes, the moment they collect. If you check Twitter, for instance, you see some. You check Twitter for Nigerian and you see some trending lists. Those trending lists, you will see the one hashtag Funke for BB Naija. It can't be you and I trending that. It is a certain person that they've paid as social media influencers because they have 2,000, 10,000 followers. So they start tweeting. The moment you tweet, so they have the way they calculate these things. You don't see trending on Saturday because football will be trending. So for them to trend, they must at least make 1,000 tweets in less than 3 to 5 minutes. From like 15 persons. Okay, hashtag Kineko for this. They start doing all those things. The moment they are doing those things, the algorithm is calculating, and in less than 20-25 minutes, like up to like 4,000 tweets, they will enter trend table. From there, they will collect their money. As you have seen, we VIP to trend. You are now trending on Nigerian Twitter.
Wow. See, now let's take this discussion to another level. Let's talk the culture of cyberbullying. You know, calculate cyberbullying. I know they'll say children are being cyberbullied, and many people are being cyberbullied.
Trolling.
We talk about trolls. Yes, you know, you have instances of someone who just troll a celebrity usually, or body shame someone.
Exactly.
Then maybe sometimes if you troll or you write a fake news about somebody and the person is already getting depressed and everything, the person now goes to your inbox and tell you, I'm sorry. If you are sorry, then go back to the public space.
Yes, if you did it public, I mean, you say it publicly.
Yes, so
this, I think most people don't understand, because people that engage in cyberbullying, they don't understand how delicate
it is.
It is. Because when you bully, the word bully alone, it's pathetic.
Usually it used to seem like for children in school, but
and for you that don't even know this person, you're just seeing the person online. You don't even know this person, and you go about carrying fake news. Okay, yes, this person's body is a certain way. I follow this lady. what's her name again? I can't really remember her name. One of her arms was amputated. So she got married years back. Then later, okay, she had 2 kids. Yeah. Do you know someone in one day she made a video where she was playing with her kids. Someone actually uploaded like, I know these kids are not yours because just like the way you look, how did the person even say it? The way you look, you are not fit to birth a child.
There are many of such cases where people just go on like.
I mean, how do you expect these people to
feel?
For
people, it's just for fun. You just want to go as a celebrity. Maybe I troll the person.
They are also human beings.
I know the idea is just like we say, get a lot of followers, get a lot of viewers to follow my page. But you know what? Let's Capsy guide us in this discussion. In this feature she put together, she calls it the culture of cyberbullying.
Wow.
From watching TikTok videos to Facebooking, tweeting, and scrolling through Instagram pages, the internet space makes it easy for many people to make friends and communicate socially on the go. But how safe are some of these behavioral activities online? Sometimes, cyberbullying happens with the bully sending threatening and embarrassing messages to the DMs of their target. UNICEF report says that 1 in 3 young people between the ages of 13 to 24 years in Nigeria and 29 other countries has fallen victim to cyberbullying. Also, 1 in 5 people skip school due to cyberbullying and violence, while 3 out of 4 say Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter are the most common places for online bullying. 39% of respondents knew about private online groups inside school community where children share information about peers for the purpose of bullying. Sharing selfie photos and videos on social media pages is common practice. But do you know that these photographs can be used as weapons to blackmail and abuse the victim, which has often led to depression and sometimes suicide? Some cyberbullies impersonate the social media account of their target. They set up fake handles with which they send derogatory and slanderous messages to others or lure family and friends for financial gains. The short and long-term effects can devastate the victim and affect his mental state. Some ways to curtail cyberbullying include speaking out, reaching out to trusted adults, reporting to authorities, or creating awareness. This can go a long way in checkmating this act and exposing the perpetrators.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
If you're just joining us, well, I'm sorry. Ooh, it's almost time. You are far. Sorry, you've lost a lot, but it's okay. What we're talking about is the responsible use of social and online media. That's what we're talking about. Well, don't worry. You just can watch the remaining minutes of the program, and I've been doing this with my friend, co-host Ebere.
Yes, thank you very much.
And of course, we have a guest who has shared with us, Utsman.
Amazing information.
Samad. Yes, Samad. Yes, he's of the cable newspaper. He's a data analyst. He's an investigative journalist. He's just so much. Yeah, I thought his experience, stories that you can actually relate with, and so much. So we are right now talking cyberbullying before we went on that feature before into that feature. Cyberbullying and trolling. Now there are some people well, they must not have trolled you. Would you call yourself a celebrity?
We call ourselves media celebrity.
I know. So have you been trolled?
I've been trolled though.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
People
can
like
I ask on what? Like,
let me even
trolled on
understand what happened.
So there was a day I tweeted, in 2019 or so, El-Rufai said he took his 2-year-old, I think 4-year-old child to school, to a public school in Kaduna. A day after the school was attacked, I tweeted, Oga El-Rufai, is that your son still in that same school? I tweeted in the night. I went to sleep.
Yeah, a table shaker now.
Wow.
I went to sleep.
You dismantled the table.
I think they called him. They woke him up. Oga El-Rufai, come and reply. They've called you out on Twitter. I wasn't expecting him to reply actually because he doesn't, as a governor.
It's not, yes.
Sure.
The first thing I woke up the next morning, I was seeing 295 notifications on Twitter. How? I've forgotten
this is just
that.
Something you did randomly.
Yes. I was like, he said, thank you, Mr. Samad. The boy, he said the boy is now in a particular class and this and that. That is how our Twitter took it up. Wow. Do you think our governor is lying? Do you think he won't do what he said? My DM was filled and I had to just keep looking.
Celeb.
I have to just, someone had to call me that, no, I didn't even know that it was him, that it was the tweet that is getting so much traction. Someone had to call me that, okay, have you seen the last tweet you tweeted last night that El-Rufai replied to? Go and respond to him. That was one recently about story of this that happened, Umoren story in Akwa Ibom. I've forgotten the name of the state.
Yes.
The person that said was looking for a job and was killed.
Okay, yeah, she was killed.
And there was a story that came out about so-called investigation that came out. They are saying organ harvesting and this. How will you call this particular NGO? Just a question. How will you call a particular NGO this and that? And that was where it went haywire. Everybody dragging. They call it dragging like Tiger Gen. Everybody. So that kind of you come to your DM to cyberbully. You don't pass this road. Don't do this. Don't do that. A lot of things as if you yourself, as if you are not a human being and just want to silence to whatever you are doing. You are feeling it's right.
Samand, we are running out of time.
Okay.
You are active online, social media and all. So give us some etiquette to go away with.
So the first thing as a social media user is that you should be able to know whenever it is looking fake. You want to have a doubt in your mind that this is fake, it is fake. Just hold on like that. Always try to do a simple Google search about whatever you think it is wrong. So, and also whenever you see a video that seems it is fake or not, just take a screenshot out of that place in the video. Take to Google Image. That is just a simple way of doing it. Google Image, take the screenshot on it. It will give you similar images of that. Out of that, just keep looking. No,
I didn't get that part. You take a screenshot.
For instance, recently they said some Boko Haram people came to somewhere in Lugbe where they are doing PVC. They want to stop. I checked that story and it came out to be that it was a lie. How did I get the location? I looked for a kind of place inside that video, screenshot it, put it on Google Image. When you do that, Google Image will lead you to several pictures of that, and I keep on searching, and I used that picture on satellite on Google Satellite Imagery, and it brought me to the location. I just picked the coordinates and I put it on my phone, Google Map on my phone, and it keeps leading me to where I got to the school. And I was told it's a lie. That man was just trying to make them be in order. The pregnant women should be in the front and the aged ones should follow them.
No, but you know the one that the man was voice. We heard a voice.
Yes, that
we heard a voice.
The Christians, it's all lie. You can check the cable. So, and also, as a person using online, as a consumer of news online, always try to follow credible media houses, like the cable and the likes. So, read what they post, because these people, they take their time to push out content online. So, follow credible media house. You are what you are consuming, just like food.
You are what you consume.
You can never be wiser than what you are consuming as a news.
True.
You can't say more than what, unless you want to follow the suit too. So always consume what will make your sense of belonging also to be nicer. Whenever you speak, they know you are not giving us lies.
You know, I will have to end there, but I really would have wanted if you could explain a little more how they could use the Google image or stuff like that to share, but we don't have that
time.
We may have to bring you back or have a chat with you on another platform to talk about this.
Exactly.
So I like what he said. follow credible media sources like, of course, like the NTA, like you said, the cable, and other credible sources that you can actually pinpoint to say, okay, these are established sources, and you can actually trust their information.
True.
Yeah. So, one last word, very, very quickly, before I let you go. Any last word from you before I let you go?
Be careful what you consume online.
All right, be careful what you consume
online. And oh my God, I enjoyed myself. And thank you so much. About the munching image thing, I didn't really get that, so I will get back to you.
No.
All right, Barry, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, for me, I would say before you click, think. All right, my name is Cecil Egbele. Thank you very much for completing this picture. I'm sorry I couldn't take your messages, technical issues, but we'll do that next week. Bye-bye.